So let me ask you something. Do you know who you are according to the Bible? Because you can't find more in the Bible, right? Have you ever read the Bible?
No, you got, what's her name? The Moabites.
Talking about Ruth?
Yeah.
You know that? You know the Moabites are actually the Chinese people according to the Bible?
Oh yeah?
Yes. Because what's wrong?
Right.
See, so what's wrong with our people? We associate words with each other that don't even go together, right? Because more, M-O-O-R, right? That's what you call yourself, right? And then a Moabite, M-O-A-B-I-T-E-S, Moabites. It's two different words.
Right. Teach.
Two different words, bro. So don't walk away from here saying, oh yeah, Ruth, she was a Moabite, so by that I'm a Moor. No.
She was a Moabite.
Yes, she was a Moabite. She was.
In the book of
Ruth. Yes. Yes. She was a Moabitess. You see what I'm saying?
Moab.
She was Moab.
Right, Moab.
She was Moab. It's two different things. She wasn't black, brother. She was not black. She was Asian. She was a Chinese person. But watch this. Let me get Deuteronomy 1 and verse 1.
So it would be Western Indian black.
So, are you? Do you see yourself right there as American black or West Indian black? West Indian? You know the Indies, the West Indies? Jamaica?
India.
No, the West Indies. Meaning Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So if your people were here enslaved in America, right, and your dad is a so-called African American, you would actually be from the tribe of Judah, my brother.
Right.
You'd be from the tribe of Judah. You'll be an American black. But watch this. Let me ask you something. Do you know about our history? Do you know how black people get on this side of the earth? The so-called African American. You've never heard of the slave trade before?
Oh yeah, I heard.
Is that the form that we got over here? Is that how we got over here?
That's what they say.
Yes, some of us was. Some of us was. Because the thing is, the Native Americans, that was just another word for black people. You see what I'm saying? We was Native American as well. But that was the northern tribe of Israel. You're from the southern tribe of Israel. You're from Judah. And how the so-called black man today got over here is a slave trade. Right. They came and got us from the west coast of Africa, right? But watch this. Let me show you. Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So, Cedric, Moses is speaking to who? Israel, right? It didn't say the whole world, did it? It said Israel, Israel only, right? Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
It says, if we fail to hearken, or if we do not listen to God to do all his commandments and his statutes, something's going to happen. Watch this, read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He said a curse will come upon us. A curse, right? Let me get 68. Because you got to understand who you are before you walk away from here, right? Because a lot of our people come up and say they Moor, but they don't even understand the word Moor just means black.
Break it up.
That's all it was. We didn't, and you know what? We didn't even call ourselves Moors. The white people, when they seen us in Spain, called us Moor.
Break it up.
That was just another byword for us.
Right.
You are an Israelite, bro. You see what I'm saying? Our people read stuff and think they're coming with some deep knowledge and deep understanding, but they don't even scratch the surface of the word. You see what I'm saying? More just means black. It was another byword that white people put on you. That's just like you coming up here and saying, I'm an African American, or I'm black, or I'm a nigga. Same thing.
Asiatic.
Same thing.
Asiatic.
No, what you are is an Israelite according to the Bible.
But Asiatic is another word for Asian.
Watch this. Read. So it says that a curse will come upon us if we don't listen to God, right? A curse will come upon us. Read.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Let me go with Egypt means, because you're thinking Egypt means is a landmass over there in Africa, right? But the Bible is going to define what Egypt is. And I'm going to ask you a question after define it. So I need you to listen up, Cedric. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God.
Listen up, Cedric.
Hold on, I gotta get my time.
Come on, Cedric. Come on, man. This is something that you ain't never heard before in your life, man. You see what I'm saying? Our people gotta understand that we're coming out here. We ain't coming out here just for the fun of it. We're coming out here to wake our people up, to restore this decayed state of our people. Because, like I said, Cedric, a lot of our people come up here and say they black or African American or more. That's nowhere in the Bible. You can't find that in the Bible. There's 18 nations in the Bible. You should ask yourself which one you come from. You should want to know which one you come from. Because where we come from is power behind that thing. You see what I'm saying? We're Israel according to the Bible. Keep reading.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
God said he brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Hey, my brother getting out the Impala. Come on, holler at me real quick, man. All right, because what I'm bringing out, you ain't never heard a day in your life in the church. I can guarantee you. You ain't heard this on the street. You ain't heard this nowhere. This is some very important information that will guide you in your life, that will get you back on the right track, that will build our nation up, will build our communities up, will make a strong family unit. You see what I'm saying? It says that he will bring you back into Egypt on slave ships. What Egypt mean again? Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
He said he will bring you out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Bondage. The word bondage also means slavery. Right. It's another word for slavery. So let's go to 68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You know what? Cedric came back. We need to define Egypt for him again. Did you hear what Egypt means?
What it does mean?
All right, we're finna define it for you again. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
What did it just say Egypt was? Read it again.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So the subject is Egypt. Now he's going to define what Egypt means.
Out of the house of bondage.
What did it just say Egypt was? House of bondage. So if you're bound, if you shackled, what are you? What were we doing in Egypt? What was the Israelites doing in Egypt? Do you know? They was building. Was they free? What was they? Was they free? Did they do that off their free will? What were they then?
What they building?
Watch it. Look. What's that biggest word right there?
Slave.
So were they free in Egypt? What were they?
Slave.
They were slaves in Egypt. So when you're bound, it says out of the house of bondage. There's just another word for slavery. That's what Egypt means. Bondage or slavery, right? So we're going to go back to the curse in Deuteronomy 68 that God say will be on the children of Israel. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Into bondage or slavery again with ships. Who history is that, Cedric? That's our history. We went through slavery, right? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
It said, thou shalt see it no more again. It means we'll never see our homeland again. They never took us back to where they got us from, did they? We're still in the land of our captivity, right? We're still in the land where we pick cotton, where we pick sugar cane, where we pick tobacco, we picked all those things. Where we got whipped, raped, robbed, all of it, murdered. You see what I'm saying? We're still in that land. We've never seen our homeland again, did we, Cedric? But there's white people right now in the land of Israel, ain't it?
Right.
But God just said the Israelites won't see the land again. So obviously those people that's in Israel right now are not the Israelites according to the Bible, are they? Right. Read.
Bring it up.
Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
It says, and there, when you get off of those slave ships, you'll be sold unto your enemies. Cedric, who bought and sold us? What race of people? Don't be scared to say it. Don't say it all low. White people did that, right? You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make us ashamed of their history. I'm glad of that history. You want to know why, Cedric? Because God said that'll be on his chosen people. That'll be a curse on his chosen people. The people that he put above all people on the face of this planet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He didn't choose everybody.
Right.
He chose the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? But white people want us to be ashamed of it. They even trying to sweep it under the rug, talking about critical race theory. They don't want it taught in their schools no more. They want to say that we migrated over here, that we sold ourselves as slaves. No, that's not true. You see what I'm saying? And they're trying to take that out to make you stop identifying yourself as an Israelite, because this is our ID out of the Bible. Deuteronomy 28 is your ID. It tells you who you are according to the Bible.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
It says for bondmen, slave men, and bondwomen, slave women. You see what I'm saying? It says that curse will be on the children of Israel. Let me get 48. Let me get 48. Now, I'm going to show you another curse that'll be on the children of Israel. That we're living even to this day. That we're living even to this day. Let me ask you something. When you went into that store, who owns that store?
Bring it up.
An Arab. Is an Arab of your people? No, they're not. They're not. So watch this. Read.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
It says, therefore shall you serve your enemies. Because you did not want to serve God, because you didn't listen to what he told you had to do and be what you had to be, which is following these commandments, right? It says you will serve your enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In hunger. You'll serve your enemies in hunger. It's food sold in that store, right? That's not of your people, is it? It's of the Arab man. That's your enemy. That's your enemy. God said you go to your enemy for food, right? For gas. God just seen you put gas in your car. But guess where he get the gas from? The white man. Guess where he get that food from? The white man. You see what I'm saying? You go to Cub, Walmart, Aldi's to put food in your house. Who own those things? The white man. God said you're going to serve your enemies for hunger. Right? Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. Aquafina, Dasani, Coke, Pepsi. You like to drink? Hennessy, Cavassier, any of that. We don't own that. We don't even own the tap water coming out of your faucet.
Right.
God said you're going to serve your enemies for thirst. Anything you want to drink, you got to serve your enemy. Read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. I don't know you, but I don't think you sold all that. Did you? You ain't make them shoes, did you? You see what I'm saying? He said even if you want to put drawers on your behind, you got to go to your enemy.
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, the white man made those clothes, right? Read.
And in want of all things.
He said in a want of all things. From the beginning of birth to your death. You had kids, you had to go to the white man's hospital. They had to get a birth certificate from the white man. They had to go to the white man's school to get education. They had to go to the white man's DMV to get their license. They had to go to the white man's court to get that marriage certificate, right? And Cedric, you're not immortal, are you? So you're going to die one day, right? Your kids can't even put you in the ground. They got to go get permission from the white man to put their daddy in the ground. When God say in the want of all things, he mean in the want of all things. Hell, you went that nice Lincoln Navigator you driving. You didn't make that. The white man made that. Even when you wanted to get from A to B, you had to go to the white man to ask. Hey, let me have this car right here. You see what I'm saying? Read. And now he's going to identify the enemy. He's going to identify the enemy. Read.
And in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Who put a yoke of iron upon our neck? The white man in slavery. He just showed you who it is. Hold on. Before you go, I'm going to finish this up. Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
You're physically here, right? So obviously it don't mean actually killed you. It means destroyed you mentally. Because now we think we black. We think we African American. We think we're more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But God said all these things, all these curses will be on his chosen people, the children of Israel.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.